Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Brian?
Good, good. So, just a brief intro. We've been having conversations with the reps, or I have, and also some internal conversations. And we thought that this would be a great way to kind of give everybody a little bit of an inside look at Bachman. How are things progressing this year, and where things are going from here? So, this first segment, we're going to talk about how business is going at Bachman and kind of what we're up to. So, I guess the first question is, how is business?
Yeah, well, let me just start by saying I think this is a great idea. You and I we've been remote now for quite a bit of time, and so most of our interactions are this way, looking at each other through screens, and so what a great way if we can record some of our conversations, some of the things we talk about all the time, and be able to share it with more people. I think that opens opportunities to kind of deliver some messages and get some information out. So I love this. This is a great idea. I'm getting used to working from my home or whatever remote location I pick on a given day. And so sometimes I'm sitting on the porch, and sometimes it's here in my office and whatnot. But it's a different world we're in. So how are things been going? Honestly speaking, if we try to ignore the elephant in the room and we don't talk about, COVID and the impact of COVID, I have to say, when we just talk about the business is going great. It's been an exciting first half to the year. Um, we've been, I think, as an organization, very, very diligent about doing our job, serving our customers, knowing our place in the market and knowing our importance in the market, and staying true to that, despite whatever the outside hurdles have been. We have had the COVID arise. We've had the oil prices dropping, which impact cost of um, uh, uh, cost of gas and other things, and which impact power production and
Yeah,
petrochemicals and refining and all that stuff. But life goes that way, right? We're going to have challenges, and what we have to do is just remember what we're set here to do and what our goals are, and we work toward those goals. We expect to have challenges. We see challenges as opportunities. So that's where we're at.
absolutely. So, during this time, have we seen new order activity, for
Yeah,
instance?
so the exciting thing is that we have had a steady flow of business. We set out the first half of the year. We set goals for where we wanted to be on order intake and of course revenue, pass through production, and our profitability. And come the end of the first half of the year, which ended at the end of June, we're right where we need to be. Our order intake is slightly behind. That's probably more due to delay in in projects being awarded than it is to lack of activity or loss of projects. So we are busy. We're quoting projects. We've got activity going on. I'm always sales first, so I don't want to overstate for anybody. We would love more opportunities, but but I don't see the market slowing down with opportunities. I see our challenges being the same challenges that they always are, and that is us getting out there and getting those opportunities. But when I look across the board, I look at what competitors are doing, I look at what we're doing. There's market opportunity, and we're getting our fair share of it. But I think that there's still more things we can do to try to capture a little bit more. And I know we're going to talk about that some more in maybe
Yeah,
other sessions and whatnot.
yeah, and as we look over the first half of this year, I mean, I guess the question is, what products have we been seeing the most, and maybe some industry segments that seem to be recurring.
Yeah, so and it's we do see cycles. Like a couple of years ago, we had an expansion joint intensive year. This year's been a little bit slower on the expansion joint side. But we've had some very good projects coming in for
Mm.
expansion joints. It just hasn't been quite as dominant or prominent. This year, we've had a number of gas projects come in. We've been doing a number of stack dampers, as well as a few bypass systems. So we've had some nice wins there. The neat thing about it is, we set out 3 years ago and we said we got to protect our home court, which is North America. And then
Yeah.
we'll go after some international business. And sure, we've had a few nice international wins, but we're really doing well in North America. And what I like about even the past few months, with all the struggles that have been going on with, pandemic and everything else, that the North American market continues to have opportunities for us. And it seems to be in all sectors. We've got RFQs and orders coming in the petrochemical sector. We've got orders coming in from cement mills. We're bidding projects in pulp and paper. We're we're getting still lots of power projects,
Mhm.
whether it's at both coal-fired power plants or gas-fired power plants. So we're all over the market in terms of finding opportunities and winning orders. And so to say that any one area is really stronger than the other right now, what I'm really impressed by is how strong the North American market is, despite the challenges that we've certainly faced here in the U.S. Related to the COVID impact.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go off script here, and I'm gonna serve up a softball to you, because you and I have talked about this quite a bit. Kind of the large orders, large projects versus the smaller projects. Say a couple words about that.
Yeah, the hard part is this, that we all love to win a big order, right? Like, I mean, it's exciting, it's fun. They can be game changers. Our business model, and we shared it. I mean, we shared it with sales reps, and to be honest, I've probably told competitors, because I'm just that. Well, I'm open and transparent. Our business model is we want orders that are typically 2 million and under in value. And that's only just based on 20 some odd years of experience in this industry. What I know is that those are good orders. Those are orders we tend to make money at. Anything that gets bigger than that often distracts the company from our day-to-day activities so much that it's hard to see those all the way through to the end and really truly show a remarkable profit on those. And we want to be a profitable business. And so we like quicker turn projects. We like smaller projects. If we have the opportunity to win a big project, of course, we're going to celebrate it. And it's hard not to get on social media and, tell people about the big win. But we're focused on getting on social media and constantly reminding people about what we're doing for the smaller stuff too. Because the small projects, they pay the bills. They quick turn. Our team loves them. Our execution team inside loves to do a project, get it done, see it in production, and then also installed and in use with our customers, and get the sense of satisfaction and reward out of that. These projects that go on for 2, 3, 4, 5 years sometimes they're sexy to win, but they're kind of messy when you really get through the execution of them.
Right. Well, thanks. Hey, so I'm sure one of the questions in a time like this that everybody seems to have is how has the organization been doing? How's the team been doing as far as staying together? Or, have there been changes in the organization? So if you could take a couple minutes to talk about that.
Yeah, despite some challenges that we had when we sort of had to break up the team and do some remote work, that's functionally the only thing that's changed. But in terms of the cohesiveness of the unit, it's been remarkable. What's been really cool about it is that even when we had to split people up and move people out, that we had we didn't even have to ask for a show of hands. People were willing to do whatever it took to make sure that we could continue toward our goals, toward the success that we have planned for this year, in whatever way we needed them to. If that meant they needed to go home and do some work, if that meant they needed to you know, stay in the office because their, you know, the software or the tools that they use were better served inside our building. People were willing to do whichever side we needed them on. Uh, you know, so I think the cohesiveness of the team has been awesome. I think we've continued to work on how do we communicate with people and make sure that we stay cohesive, because it's easy to start to drift apart. You know, if you're not in the same location and talking around the water cooler and hanging out together all the time. So
Yeah.
we've put together, you know, company functions and get-togethers, lots of Zoom meetings, and you know, we have very, very, very frequent virtual get-togethers and things. And so, you know, I think that's held the team together. In addition to that, the fun and exciting thing is that while other companies were trying to determine, you know, who to furlough, how to lay people off, maybe downsize a little bit, and I truly feel bad for those companies that their business wasn't maybe able to be as stable as ours, but we haven't had to do that. In fact, we've added 4 people to our company over the past 2 months, and those people are necessary people for us to continue to pursue and achieve the goals we've set out. And you know, we've added a remarkable person to our administrative team to really support, particularly myself and day-to-day activities, and really do a better job of promoting the company, the social media marketing and some of those other things. And so Catherine's been a great add to our team. We've got James we added to our engineering team, just a rock star, young guy that's just loaded with talent. And I mean, you know, it's been, I think, only a month, and we're just scratching the surface of this guy's potential. And I'm excited what he's going to do for our company. And then we've added Dave Sterling to our sales team. And, you know, he comes, like you did, Brian, from a different industry, or slightly
Yep.
different. And he's bringing contacts, he's bringing insight, different strategies and approaches that they used in his former industry that are just helping give our company shed new light and opportunity. And then you know, past Dave, we also added part to our sales and service team is a young kid right out of college, Dylan. And Dylan is an ambitious young guy. I am so excited to be able to be the first place for him to start his career. And, you know, I don't know, who knows? I mean, I guess it's corny to say, but I hope that maybe this could be really his career place, like where he can just build, you know, a wonderful career here. We've got a great team. He's got so much potential, and you know, he's already been out on the road for us. He's headed out next week on another trip, and I'm just excited to see where he's headed. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. That's all great news. Well, you know, as always, Mike, you and I could probably continue for hours here, but we've come to the end of this segment. Thanks again. Appreciate the willingness and the time you're taking to do this. It's important, and you recognize that, and I definitely appreciate that. So, hey, let's continue the next conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Brian.
Mike.
Okay.